It got humid and hot, so I would recommend short-sleeved shirts as well as long-sleeved white shirts. And it also got humid and cold, so I'd recommend definitely mittens, or if that's too hot for you, yeah, gloves. But dress warm and dress cool as well. This was from a Honduranian lady, right? She's single, widowed, and we go into her apartment, and she's got this, it's pretty good looking food prepared for us, chicken and rice. And so we eat that, and we're kind of full at this point. And then she says, "Do you elders want some dessert?" And we said, "Okay, sure. Okay, because I made this special recipe for you. Let me just go into the kitchen really quick." So she brings out a giant jar of mayonnaise, just on the table, and she gets out bowls in front of us, right? And then she has like a box of raisins. She's got some celery cut up in a bowl. Anyway, she takes like a giant spoon. It's like I think it was a ladle even. And then she just plops a bunch of mayonnaise into our bowls. Okay, our bowls are like full, like that much. And she pours raisins in there, some celery, and she puts something else in there. I don't remember. Practically like a mayo soup. And she hands us our spoons. She's like, "I hope you enjoy this. I've been thinking about this all the time. Like, I really have wanted to make this for you guys." Like, you can't just say no to a Hispanic. That's the worst thing you could ever say to a Hispanic. "No, I can't eat your food," This was my first year. And we had a zone that was just all elders. Right? It was all elders, no sisters. They doubled out. I think that you call it whitewashed in other missions, right? You take out both of the companions from the Spanish Carney area, and they put in sisters. And of course, as being gentlemen, we gave our car to the sisters, and so we walked. And that was around the time that fall was about to be over, and it's about to be winter. We thought, yeah, we could stand it. We got jackets, It's just winter. We've gone through winters before. Terrible idea. There's a lot of I don't know. I think it happens in Utah too. Freezing ice or freezing rain. I mean, freezing rain where it rains and it just freezes on the ground. So we had like 2 feet of snow, right? And the streets in New Jersey are like this wide, maybe this wide. Okay, and the snowplows would just like push it all to the side. And so instead of being this tall, the snow would be like that tall on the sidewalks. And on top of that, there was freezing rain. And we walked through that stuff like, man, it was painful. That's all I'll say about it. It was really painful. Like the ice would cut your leg, even through your thermals and your pants. And it was cold too. To get in your shoes, even though you're wearing boots, it goes right in there. So that was the toughest weather. So I'm usually like fairly friendly. Like I'm, borderline pushover. Like you tell me to do something that I don't want to do, I'll probably do it. On my mission, I learned to kind of toughen up. A skill that I gained there was, when something is not happening that should be. I would tell that person, like, this is your job, this is what you're supposed to do. The missionaries are not supposed to be doing that, but you are. I'd kind of tell them when before I wouldn't. So, and I've gotten it to the point where I can now say it nicely and politely. So that's good. I think the lowest depression I've gotten was on the mission in my second area, because I didn't baptize. I baptized my first transfer, and then after that, I just felt disappointed in myself. I couldn't do it, and so I hit the lowest depression I've ever hit. The way I overcame it was drugs. Like I went and actually talked to people about it though. For the longest time I was just praying, like, God, just help me get rid of this depression. I don't want this. This isn't what my investigators need. This is what my companion needs. I need to be baptizing instead of just being depressed all the time. Um, and of course, the answer is like, no. You have depression. Like, now what are you going to do about it? And I learned that prayer sometimes is not enough. It's not enough to just plead for something. You work for it. So I talked to my mission president, and I talked to a therapist on the mission, and my parents, and just worked it all out. And I decided, I'll take the drug. I eventually weaned myself off of it, but I do understand that it wasn't just going to be the priesthood blessings or the prayers. It's gonna be me actually going and finding the cure. So we have a car. We pull over to the side. This is in Newark, and it's about 9 o'clock at night. So my companion just says, "Yeah, I feel like we should stop here and go visit this member. I just feel really good about this." And so I pull over, of course, and he gets out, and I open my door, and I almost get out, and I look down, and I see just human hair. Like, there's just hair on the ground, right? I thought it was like a wig. And so I avoided it with my foot, and I got out of the car, and I flipped it over. There's blood on it. It was a scalp. Like, just a human scalp. Almost stepped on it. My companion was like, "Elder, it's 9 o'clock. We gotta go. Gotta go knock this door, and then let's go home." And so I just like run to him. Okay. And while I'm running to him, I notice like a few people just like staring at us. So I'm just like scared. So we go to knock this door. Of course, no one answers, right? So we walk back to the car, and I was about to tell my companion what I saw, but there was nothing there. Like, I opened my door, and like I'm still wondering where did the thing go? But there's blood on the ground still, and the guys that were looking at us were gone. That was like the most I feared for my life, because I didn't know where that scalp came from, or if we were gonna get shot down. Like, were we in the middle of a gang fight or something? So that was pretty sketchy. I've never told my mom that yet. So some missions have iPads. I would not carry iPads in Newark. Yeah, safety tips. Just don't carry money around.